Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
That is precisely why I'll find evidence.
Fine.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you...
There are things...
Tell us.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death?
That's possible.
It seems hard to swallow.
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very... Anyway.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your...
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to
no memory of going down any tunnel. No, we...
Then what?
And
then?
I went to visit you at the hospital.
And you don't remember the events of...
I don't.
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain...
Powerful families.
Yes, and as you could...
He wouldn't be...
I know the risks. Do you wish to know?
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such...
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation, and all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps...
From what I read in the file...
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving, not to mention those strange machines.
Yes. I've been telling...
What I saw was more...
Do you even hear what you're saying?
It's the truth, Ethan. I'm listening.
I met a Francis...
Of course.
He?
What?
I'm not...
Tell me how Miss...
I didn't see what.
Of what do you...
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor.
Sarah Hawkins? This makes no sense.
You really think she's involved?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art... I guess you can still pay a
An art collector, you say? That's probably how...
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please...
I don't agree.
But that truth...
He's right.
But it could...
Better, Matt. Very well.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my...
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm...
It's a small island, detective.
You're investigating Francis' death.
I spoke to Francis before he died. His stories...
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack?
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional sham...
Oh, mercy, that story again.
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. I'm not really sure of what I... But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? Did you not do anything to help him?
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest... But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband.
The death of the Hawkins family? Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins?
Well, you can't imagine. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No...
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting.
Who else to paint such horrors?
It is my only lead.
Then you have paid. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. I would urge you to...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. A house of artists. A house of artists. A house of artists. Sanders' accession register. He wrote, "What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?" He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? A house of artists. She first refused to sell the painting. She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. The Shambler. I need to see it. Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph. I could use one of those. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing. Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective.
I've got a lot of...
What have you come looking for?
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and before making an offer to him.
Perfect, Detective. The pretext? The body language? I would have... You're a good talker, Pierce.
And you?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me. She doesn't intend to hang around here for...
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs a choice that...
A strange Amerindian pendant. These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? I can't even touch it. No way out. No choice. I must get rid of it. What the hell was that? I can't even touch it. No way out. No choice. I must get rid of it. Oh, God. What the hell was that? I can't even touch it. What the hell was that? Maybe I can use this dagger. Damn it! This dagger didn't work. Damn it! It's a specific dagger. What the hell was that? Maybe I can use this dagger. Damn it! This dagger didn't work. Is this dagger part of Sander's collection, or was he seeking to acquire it? What the hell was that? down. This dagger looks different.
What's the matter with you? Don't tell me that you're going crazy. I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger.
Sanders was right.
What are you talking?
I was attacked by a creature. You knew.
Between what Irene told me and what I read in Sander, you seem pretty at best. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater, from what I saw in the ledgers.
The creature. If Hawkins, this antique.
You've got your spot.